Hello and welcome to another Beehiiv growth tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Beehiiv to set up lead magnets for subscriber growth and lead capture. This process can be very powerful for distributing content, for building your audience, and potentially even getting leads for your business. Before we get started, I want to talk about why this is important. One of the most powerful tactics for lead generation and subscriber growth is offering digital assets like an ebook or a guide or a video or some sort of content in return for a user's email address. From there, you can then enter them into a drip campaign, you can then email them through your newsletter, etc. This tactic allows you to really ramp up your acquisition efforts in that it gives you a repeatable, value-driven approach to building your audience. With some of the latest features we've released from Beehiiv, we are now fully capable of supporting these interactive journeys from beginning to end, and that's what this video is going to cover. Before we get started, I want to cover some prerequisites. To follow along with this video, you're going to need a Beehiiv account on the Scale plan or Enterprise plan, and you're going to need some way to host your digital content, whether it's Google Drive or a traditional CDN. What we're going to do is navigate from settings to website over to pages. The first step is going to be creating our landing page. With our internal pages feature, you can create as many landing pages as you'd like. I've created one to start. We're going to go to edit so you can see what I have here. This landing page is going to be where the user lands from an ad or from a link that I share. If I click here to view it, you can see what it looks like live. It's just establishing the offer, starting off with the value proposition, master the golf game, and the offer is going to be this exclusive etiquette guide. We have just a little bit of copy, a testimonial from a user, and then we have this call to action down here that has the specific information about what you're getting and how to get it. This is what we would refer to as a landing page that allows you to customize an offer. This could be a video, this could be a physical product, this could be really anything. The idea though is that you're using this copy and this page to really sell the user on giving you their email address. Now the next step, we're going to need a thank you page. This is going to be used for simply tracking the signups. On one hand, it also can be used for delivering the content depending on what you want to do. It can also just be the place where you send them just as a part of the user experience to say thank you so much for downloading it. I've taken the approach of using it as just a traditional thank you page. Thank you, please check your email for your guide. You should receive it momentarily. In the meantime, please browse the newsletter. If you hit continue, they're going to go to the main newsletter. Again, if you're on this page, you could have, if it's like a video you're providing access to, you could just drop the video on this page and give access immediately. You could include a link. It really depends how complex you want to make it. In this way, if you have a generic landing page, you have the same thank you page for multiple different landing pages without too much trouble. If I go back, I want to go into exactly how I've set up this landing page. We go into here, into edit. What I've done is just added regular copy. This is just standard headings. This is just large, regular text. We have the copy. We have the testimonial. The only thing here that gets a little bit tricky is that in order to drop the form in, what you're going to need is a subscribe form that can be deployed through Beehiiv. What I've done here is gone to our subscribe forms, and I've created a custom subscribe form for this specific landing page. You're going to want a specific subscribe form for each landing page. If I go in and edit it, you can see that I've modified some of the copy here. Then if I view it, what I'm going to pull into the actual landing page is just this slim embed right here. That's all I'm going to need. From here, what I'm going to do is go back into my settings, back to my website page. I'm going to go to the landing page again, and this is where I would drop that slim embed code. I'm going to create an HTML snippet. I chose to modify it a little bit to make the width a little bit wider. If I make the width 100%, if I add this little bit of HTML, width equals 100% in quotations, what that does is it makes the slim embed the entire width of the actual container it's within. As we saw in the previous screen, it makes it nice and wide. By default, this may be a little bit thinner. Depending on how big your call to action is, it can start to encroach. So I just decided to make it a little bit wider. Once this is set up, I can start to show you how this is going to work. I did go through and signed up with a test user. If I go into my subscriber settings, you can now see that this user came through this embed direct none link. And when I look at the actual user on the acquisition, the embed name is Mastering the Greens. I can see that this user came through this specific landing page. The next step is going to now be to set up a drip campaign automation on the back end. To do that, we're going to go to automations. I've created a new automation that I've named the same thing as my landing page. When I go to the workflow, you can see that we have 3 emails set up. 1 to be delivered almost immediately, 1 to be delivered 1 day later, and 1 to be delivered 3 days after that. So the workflow that I've done, I'll show you each of these. This one has just some simple copy and the offer to download the guide. In this case, I'm hosting my guide on Google Docs with a public-facing publish to web URL so that when they click this, they'll just be taken to this screen where they can view the guide and just a little bit more content and context around why I'm reaching out to them. The next email is going to be this message that's going to ask them for some additional information and ask them to take the survey. So typically through the main website, once a user subscribes, it's going to automatically redirect them to the subscribe survey and have them provide a little bit of extra information. In this case, the newsletter is not the primary focus of the sign-up. And so I don't want to just redirect them to the survey. I want to give them the thank you page and let them know that the asset that they've asked for is on the way. With that said, I have this option for them to take the survey in the second email. This is just going to ask them for the basic information, first name, what they're interested in, whatever. And then we're done. The third one is going to now be a call to action to share their story on Twitter. And so this is just a link to Twitter, but this could be a call to action to engage in any way. This just rounds out the 3-step journey. With these 3 emails set up, what we're going to do is look at the trigger. In this case, I have the sign up trigger, and I'm going to edit the conditions so that the embed source, we set so that the embed source was Mastering the Greens. Will only enter users into this automation series if they came from this specific form. So once I save, that's going to ensure that only users who come through that landing page are going to receive this drip series. Now, one last step to tighten this up, we're going to go to the main welcome series, and we're going to make sure that we exclude anybody who came through that LP, the landing page, from this normal kind of evergreen welcome series. We're just going to go in and add the condition that the embed source was not Mastering the Greens, which is the form name. This way, this will go to regular subscribers, and then the landing page subscribers will get this message. There you have it. We've covered how to create a landing page, how to embed a subscribe form, and how to set up the drip campaign to deliver the lead magnet and any other subsequent follow-up information that you'd like to provide. Thank you so much for your time. We can't wait to see the exciting experiences that you build with these new features. Have a great day.